I'm not a comic book villain. Do you seriously think I'd explain my masterstroke to you if there were even the slightest possibility you could affect the outcome?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 superhero movie plot twists.
Did you know? I didn't know it was him.
For this list, we're looking at the most unexpected and shocking turns in the genre. We won't be including animated films because we have that covered on another list. Additionally, we won't be including surprising events that movies were building up to, like the Thanos snap. Oh, and, naturally, there will be lots of spoilers ahead. If there's a superhero twist that we shockingly didn't include, surprise us with your picks in the comments. Number 20, Uncle Ben's Real Killer, Spider-Man 3. Every superhero has an event or a spark that pushes them towards heroism. For Peter Parker, it was the murder of his Uncle Ben. Although the gruesome event shaped his life, he took comfort that he saw the killer face justice shortly after the crime. Peter moved on and focused on fighting supervillains like sand-powered Flint Marko. After Spider-Man faced the earthy villain, the hero learned a shocking truth. Flint Marko actually shot Ben.
I watched my uncle die and we chased down the wrong man. Now you're telling me you had suspicions for 2 years? Witnesses? Why weren't we told about this?
Settle down, son.
No, I have no intention of settling down.
This revelation sent Peter flying into a rage that his uncle's killer still roamed free. By tying Sandman into Spider-Man's origins, viewers got more invested in their fights. This turn also brilliantly forced us and Peter to look at his journey in a whole new light.
Remember Ben Parker? The old man you shot down in cold blood?
What does it matter to you anyway?
Everything!
Number 19, Two of a Kind, Hancock. Hancock was a super being with a major image problem. But after saving a public relations expert named Ray Embry, the powered man starts to improve his reputation. Everything goes well for Hancock until he has dinner with his advisor. After revealing that he doesn't remember much of his past, he and Mary Embry spend a moment alone.
You have a bruise on your head?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I've been feeling kind of funny.
Hancock instantly finds himself drawn to her. But right when things get romantic, Mary uses super strength to throw him through the house and onto several cars. Her strong move completely flipped the narrative on its head. In hindsight, there were hints of this twist peppered in the story up to this point. However, we were completely thrown for a loop the first time around.
If Ray finds out about me, you're dead.
Number 18, Super Parentage, Superman Returns. When Clark Kent/Superman returns after a long absence, he finds that Lois Lane had a child named Jason and moved on with another man. The Kryptonian doesn't assume the kid is his because the boy has asthma and a host of other ailments. However, even Lex Luthor has his doubts as to Jason's parentage.
Who is that boy's father?
Richard.
Mr. Luthor, we're approaching the coordinates.
Are you sure?
The villain even tested the boy with kryptonite. Since Jason wasn't affected, the matter seemed settled, until Jason threw a piano at one of Luthor's goons. This is a great twist because the film plays with our expectations. We expect Jason to be Superman's son. And just when we're sure that he cannot be, we get confirmation that he is.
We had a little problem downstairs. Brutus is dead. He got hit with the piano.
Number 17, The Joker made Batman. Batman. Batman's origin is perhaps the most famous in the entire superhero genre. During a night out, his parents are randomly gunned down in a dark alley. The '89 Batman film decided to shake the traditional story up with a major twist. When the Joker intimidates Bruce Wayne's love interest, Vicky Vale, the villain says a certain phrase.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? I always ask that of all my prey.
Batman quickly recalls that his parents' killer said the same exact thing.
Tell me, kid, you ever dance with the devil by the pale moonlight?
That means that in this version of the story, Joker indirectly created the Dark Knight. As an added twist of irony, Batman's actions led to the clown's creation. It's a great subversion of the usual origin that also makes his battle with Joker feel that much more personal.
As a kid, when I killed your parents, I say I made you, you gotta say you made me. And how childish can you get?
Number 16, The Ancient One's Dark Secret, Doctor Strange. Throughout the first Doctor Strange, the villain Caecilius is criticized for using the Dark Dimension as a source of power. But he's not the only one who takes shortcuts. Doctor Strange is as shocked as we are to learn that his master, the Ancient One, constantly relies on the Dark Dimension. It's easy to dismiss this revelation as a lie until she reveals her power source during a battle.
It's true. She does draw power from the Dark Dimension.
Not only did this turn make us see the Ancient One in a new light, it also greatly impacted others. The revelation that his master used Dark Dimension magic nearly breaks Karl Mordo. He eventually becomes a full-on villain after being pushed just a bit further by Strange.
We broke our rules just like her. The bill comes due. Always.
Number 15, Ares' true identity, Wonder Woman.
You were right, Diana. They don't deserve our help.
Set during the First World War, Wonder Woman sees Diana of Themyscira throw herself into the conflict in an attempt to stop Ares, the god of war, with a magic, god-killing sword. Along the way, she and pilot Steve Trevor are aided by the peace-seeking Sir Patrick Morgan in getting into the Western Front to find the man they believe to be the god stirring up humanity's lust for battle. However, they discover Ares is Sir Patrick himself when he turns up to confront Diana.
You're him.
I am. But I am not what you thought I was.
Although the revelation that Diana is in fact a god, and therefore the god killer, is also a surprise, this one takes the cake.
All I ever wanted was for the gods to see how evil my father's creation was.
Number 14, the Skrulls' true intentions, Captain Marvel. When we're first introduced to the Skrulls, it's easy to see them as villains. They're shapeshifters who attack mercilessly and even capture the main heroine. As an added layer, they've traditionally been villains in the comics. But when Skrull leader Talos actually talks to Carol, he reveals they aren't cold-blooded threats. The complicated truth is that the shapeshifting race resorted to violent means so they could find their missing brethren.
You and I lost everything at the hands of the Kree. Can't you see it now? You're not one of them.
As an added kick to the gut, Carol's boss Jan Rog is revealed as an actual supervillain. These developments brilliantly played on the expectations of casual and hardcore fans. It just goes to show that we shouldn't judge a Skrull by their face, or faces.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know.
Carol, this is war. My hands are filthy from it too.
Number 13, the vampire who bit Blade's mother, Blade. Blade is a half-vampire whose mother Vanessa went into labor after she was bitten. After she died, he made it his mission to eliminate as many of the bloody creatures as he could. Blade's personal quest puts him into conflict with the vampire Deacon Frost. After the hero is captured by the villain, it's revealed that Vanessa is still alive.
But you died.
I came back, Eric. That very same night. And Deacon welcomed me into his arms.
It also turns out that she was bitten by Deacon Frost. And to take things a step further, she was working with the villain to get Blade's blood. This 3-for-1 twist makes for a fantastic and emotional roller coaster ride that recontextualizes everything we learned about Blade's life up to that point. It also made it clear that the hunter needed to slay Deacon Frost ASAP.
Hey, Blade! Let's do this.
Number 12, Goodnight Charles, Logan. While the titular Logan is on the run with Charles Xavier and his young clone Laura, they stop to help a family. Against Wolverine's wishes, the mutant trio decides to stay with the normal humans for the night. They have a nice evening that leads to Charles having an honest and emotional conversation with Logan in a dark room.
I did something unspeakable.
But after Wolverine got close to the telepath, we suddenly realized that we'd been tricked. Charles had actually been talking to Logan's clone, and this artificial being didn't hesitate to fatally wound the telepath. This tragic and sudden twist got us choked up because Charles was slain by someone bearing the face of his closest ally.
It wasn't me.
Number 11, Mysterio's plan, Spider-Man Far From Home. During Peter Parker's stressful trip abroad, he gets a powerful Stark weapon system named Edith, has to face elemental villains, and tries to start a relationship with Mary Jane. Thankfully, an experienced hero named Quentin Beck, aka Mysterio, helps him out. They become so close that Peter transfers control of Edith to his new friend. Unfortunately, Mysterio isn't as altruistic as he first appeared.
See, that wasn't so hard.
Somebody get this stupid costume off me!
Beck actually worked with other disgruntled Stark employees to create both a fake backstory and the elementals themselves. His ultimate goal was to gain control of Edith. Although we had a feeling Mysterio was bad, we didn't know his master plan would be this intricate.
With our technology and with Edith, Mysterio will be the greatest hero on Earth! Yeah! Then everyone will listen!
Number 10. Red Skull returns. Avengers Infinity War. Thanos and Gamora's search for the Soul Stone brings them to the desolate world of Vormir. While there, they meet the guardian of the cosmic item. Our jaws dropped when we realized the Soul Stone's guide was Johann Schmidt, aka the Red Skull.
It extracts a terrible price.
I am prepared.
We all think that at first.
We all assumed he died after he touched the Tesseract back in the first Captain America movie. However, Infinity War made it clear that the Space Stone actually sent him to Vormir so he could serve the Soul Stone. This twist was a brilliant way to bring a villain we thought had been forgotten back to the MCU. His reappearance rewarded longtime fans for their patience.
A lifetime ago, I too sought the stones. I even held one in my hand. But it cast me out.
Number 10. King Tachaka killed Eric Killmonger's father, Black Panther.
Your uncle took a war dog assignment in America.
Eric Killmonger Stevens is the antagonist of Black Panther, and he's slowly revealed throughout the film to be a master criminal with a connection to Wakanda, the secret African country ruled by the titular hero. However, it comes as a surprise when the previous king, Tachaka, is revealed to have killed his brother and Eric's father, Njobu, while protecting one of his men.
On me.
This leaves the young Killmonger orphaned and resentful, yet still desiring the home he never knew. Tachaka being in the wrong and Killmonger more in the right definitely threw us for a loop.
Speak nothing of this.
Number 8. Henri Ducard is Ras Al Ghul. Batman Begins.
You're not Ras Al Ghul. I watched him die.
After leaving Gotham, Bruce Wayne is trained by Ras Al Ghul's League of Shadows. Though he and his teacher Henri Ducard have a philosophical disagreement leading to the destruction of their school, Bruce still saves Ducard's life. Later, after establishing himself as Batman, Bruce is surprised when a party guest offers to introduce him to Ras Al Ghul, whom he believed to be dead.
Bruce, there's somebody here you simply must meet.
However, it's Ducard himself who's revealed to be the real Ras Al Ghul.
Is Ras Al Ghul immortal? Are his methods supernatural?
While we considered choosing the revelation of Ra's daughter Talia's identity, this is arguably several twists in one.
I warned you about compassion, Bruce.
Number 7. The Vulture is Liz Allen's father, Spider-Man Homecoming.
He must be Peter.
Through his efforts to become a successful superhero, Spider-Man crosses Adrian Toomes, also known as the Vulture, a criminal determined to steal powerful technology to sell to the highest bidder. All the while, Peter Parker tries balancing his life as a superhero with school, including asking his crush Liz Allen to homecoming. Peter's two lives collide unexpectedly when he goes to pick Liz up for the dance, only to find the Vulture answering the door.
I'm Liz's dad. Put her there.
Toomes' true identity comes out of left field, despite being foreshadowed with his mention of a daughter earlier in the film, and leads to some great scenes between hero and villain.
You alright, Pete? Because you look pale.
Number 6. Ozymandias' master plan, and it's already too late. Watchmen.
No.
An apparent plot to kill off former vigilantes puts masked superhero Rorschach on the trail of a vast conspiracy during the height of an alternate Cold War. He and former ally Night Owl's investigation reveals their friend Adrian Veidt, also known as Ozymandias, to have orchestrated a plan to use the nuclear superhuman Dr. Manhattan as a scapegoat for the destruction of several major cities around the world. This would thereby unite the USSR and the USA against a common enemy, and theoretically create world peace.
We were supposed to make the world a better place.
Dan, that's exactly what I am doing.
Ozymandias also reveals during his confrontation with them that he's already put his plan into motion, avoiding a typical villain blunder.
I triggered it 35 minutes ago.
Number 5. Ego killed StarLord's mother. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
You said you loved my mother.
Peter Quill, also known as Star-Lord and leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy, is finally reunited with his mysterious father in this film. While at first weirded out about him literally being a planet, Ego proves to be most everything Peter was looking for in a dad. However, Ego's plans for galactic expansion and domination put a damper on things, though by this time he's already brainwashed Peter. Star-Lord snaps out of it though when Ego reveals that he intentionally gave Peter's mother a tumor to prevent himself from halting his plan out of love for her.
It broke my heart to put that tumor in her head.
What?
As her death was a defining moment for him, Quill is understandably pissed.
You shouldn't have killed my mom and squished my Walkman.
Number 4. Elijah Price is a villain. Unbreakable. David Dunn is a man who discovers he has extreme durability and strength after a train accident leaves him as the only survivor. Under the guidance of comic book art dealer Elijah Price, David explores his abilities. These also include knowing someone's crimes through touch, which he uses to find and defeat criminals. When he finally shakes hands with Price, though, David discovers Price orchestrated his train accident, as well as many other disasters, all with the goal of finding a superhuman like those in comic books. This twist casts the film and Elijah's relationship with David in a new light, making him a villain worthy of a comic book nickname.
He called me Mr. Glass.
Number 3. Bucky killed Tony's parents. Captain America: Civil War.
I know that road.
The Winter Soldier, better known as Bucky Barnes, is the best friend of Captain America who was brainwashed and trained to be an assassin by Hydra. Although the revelation of his true identity is a shocking one, a far more troubling twist occurs in the third Captain America film. During his final confrontation with the villain Zemo, he reveals to Tony Stark that Bucky was the man who killed Stark's parents.
I just that you know. Yes.
This twist is a fantastic one, as we still don't see it coming despite being set up earlier in the film. And it places Cap and Iron Man against each other for a heartbreaking confrontation. Number 2. The Joker switched things up. The Dark Knight. Before the Joker is captured, he orchestrates the capture of District Attorney Harvey Dent. Batman interrogates the clown in the hopes of uncovering the location of the lawman. But everything is flipped on its head when the Joker reveals he's captured Rachel Dawes.
Killing is making a choice.
Where are they?
Choose between one life or the other. Your friend, the district attorney, or his blushing bride-to-be.
Since she's Dent's current girlfriend and Batman's old love interest, Bruce is doubly driven to save her. The Dark Knight races to her when he learns her location as Dent comforts her over the radio. But when Batman arrives on the scene, he realizes the Joker gave him Harvey's location instead.
No! No! No, not me! Why are you coming for me?
As a further gut punch, Rachel dies because the police arrived too late. This cruel and multi-layered twist could only come from the Joker's twisted mind. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. S.H.I.E.L.D. is Hydra. Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
The new Hydra grew, a beautiful parasite inside S.H.I.E.L.D.
The second Captain America film is full of twists and turns straight out of a spy thriller, but arguably its best occurs when the conspiracy Cap has been chasing down is discovered to have been orchestrated by none other than remnants of his old World War II enemies, Hydra.
That's impossible. S.H.I.E.L.D. would have stopped you.
Accidents will happen.
The Nazi splinter group has been growing like a cancer inside of S.H.I.E.L.D. for decades. biding their time to seize control.
For 70 years, Hydra has been secretly feeding crisis, reaping war.
While our previous entry had plenty of build-up and surprise, this twist is great for its sheer shock factor and its ripple effects throughout the MCU.
Hydra always comes back.
Cut off a head, 2 more will take its place.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.